So this is a video tutorial on how to set up a grade tracker for your semester. This can be done for any semester that you get for which you get a list of each assignment that will be graded and how many points it's worth and what the total points for the semester will be. So let's get started. So you're going to need a couple things. First of all, I'm using a Citrus Bookbindery insert with dot grid. I use their journals too, but I don't want to put another tracker in my journal because I don't need one right now. So I'm just going to do it on this insert. You're going to need a compass, looks like this, and a protractor, this here, doohickey. Okay, so hopefully this is okay. I've got my phone stuck in a little cocktail glass right in front of me, so it's kind of in my way, but let's see what I can do. So you're going to start with a circle toward the top. So I want as big as I can fit. I need to have it take up about 2/3 of the page. So just going to keep stretching my compass out until I get the right measurement. Okay. Dang, this thing's kind of narrower than my journal. Alright, this will do. So that's my outer circle. Then I'm going to make a ring, a concentric circle inside of it. So the outer ring will be where the grade goes. Sometimes I have another circle in the middle. When I'm doing a tracker for assignments, I have another circle in the middle. This tracker is only for exams, really, or assignments that you kind of like do all at once. Anyway, I'll explain that later. All you need is a big circle with a slightly smaller circle inside of it to start. So I want to make a wedge for each exam or graded item that I have for this semester. This semester has 6 exams worth 45 points, 1 final exam worth 100 points, and 6 ATI assignments worth 3 points each, and 4 V simulation assignments worth 3 points each. So that equals up to 400 points. So I'm going to start with the exams. So for 45 points, I'm going to do the math here real quick. But I promise you I did this on a calculator first, but my phone is my calculator, so I'm going to just pretend that I'm this good at math that I can just write it out and know the answers. Okay, so to figure out the exam wedges, I do 45 divided by 400, because the total class course points, what the hell, are 400. Shit. Alright, let's try this again. 45 divided by 400. That is 0.1125, which equals to a little over 11%. So each exam is worth 11% of my grade. So I want each exam to take up 11% of the circle. The circle is 360 degrees, so I'm going to multiply that by 360. That equals 40.5. So 40.5 degrees. I'm going to have 6 of those because there's 6 exams. The next thing I need to do is my final exam. That's 100 points. That one's easy. 100 of 400 is, 1/4. And 1/4 of a circle is 90 degrees. So I'm going to have 90 degrees for that wedge. Then for ATI, I'm not going to do little tiny wedges for every 3-point, kind of BS assignment here. I'm just going to do a larger wedge for all of the ATI crap. So there's 6 ATI assignments, that's 18 points. So I'm gonna go 18 points out of 400 points. That equals 0.45 times 360. That equals 16.2 degrees. Okay, and then the last thing I have is my 4 3-point VSIM assignments. And that's 12 points out of 400 equals 0.03 times 360 equals 10.8 degrees. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be drawing. 6 40.5 degree wedges, a 90 degree wedge, a 16.2 degree wedge, and a 10.8 degree wedge. So first thing I'm going to do is draw a straight line through the center of the circle, which I always forget to. When you're doing the circle, it's a good idea to press really hard in the center, which I forgot to do, so that you can find your midpoint again later. So there it is, there's my midpoint. Okay, so I'm gonna just draw a straight line through the midpoint of the circle. It's gonna be my starting point. Okay, so I don't really care where each wedge goes. I mean, I guess I could start with the first exam. So let's do, okay, so I want to get the center of my protractor at that midpoint. Make sure that straight line is all along your straight line here. Okay, so unfortunately protractors read right to left for some reason, but I want to go clockwise. So I'm going to go from the 180 degrees here to the 140 degrees. That's 40 degrees and a half, but I'm going to just go with 40 degrees for simplicity here. So I'm going to make that line, go from the midpoint. And sorry guys, this is going to be a real-time video because I don't know how to do video editing. So yeah, if you really want to do this, it's gonna be kind of a long video. So, okay, so there's another 40 degrees. So I need 6 of these, so getting there. If you're enjoying the music in the background, that is a band called Circles Around the Sun. It's all instrumental. Grateful Dead inspired music. I'm gonna get rid of this line because I don't need it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just a couple more. I like to use an index card for all the straight lines in all my journals because rulers aren't flat enough against the 2, 3, 4, 5. Rulers are not flat enough against the page, and the one that I found that actually is flat enough against the page is just too long to bother with. Index cards work fine. Okay, so that's my 6 exams. Now I need to do a final exam, which is 90 degrees. Because it's 1/4 of my grade. Okay, so there's a 90 degrees. Now I just need a 16.2 degrees and a 10.8 degrees. I'm gonna go with 16 and 11. Okay. I'm actually gonna follow the protractor this time because I don't feel like doing minus 16 and minus 11, so I'll start from the 0 here, and then 16 is here, and then hopefully that should be 11. Yeah, 11-ish. Okay. So there's the last one. Okay. And I just, because I know there's 4 VSIM assignments, I'm just eyeballing splitting this into 4 pieces. I'm not going to split that whole wedge into 4 pieces, just the grade, because the grades don't always come out at the same time. And then my ATI has 6, so I'm just eyeballing 6 here. Okay, so now I'm gonna label these. This is exam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, final VSIM ATI. And as you can see, you can get a little bit more detailed with those when you're actually doing it, but since this is just a video tutorial, I'll do this. Okay, so now you're pretty much done. All you need to do is make the key. So for the key, I do a wedge just to show what each thing represents. And this is totally not necessary, but I'm a weirdo, so I'm making the wedge actually wedge shaped. So I'm using my compass to do that. Silly, I know. Okay. I bet there's lots of silly people in this group. Some say silly, some say OCD. I don't know. I'm okay with either one. Okay, so this is just to show what each part of the circle or each part of the wedge means. Okay. So once I color in the center of the wedge, that means it's done. And once I color in the outside, that's going to show the grade. And here's where I'll show what color means done. By the way, before I do any of this, all this stuff is outlined with like a nice micron pen or something. I like to use a 0.5 pen tip for that. Let's see. Actually, here's a Faber-Castell artist pen. So this is a 0.5. And I freehand that. These pens don't work very well along a straight edge. You end up getting thinner lines than you want. So I just freehand them, following my perfectly straight pencil lines. Anyway, I'll do this little wedge and then I'll not do the rest because nobody got time for that. So, anyway. So they're relatively marker proof, but I still just don't like to color right over the pen as much as I can. Maybe a little bit at some point, but so I just kind of color around it. So this is what color will be my done color. And then I pick my grade colors. So I'll do a key here for what the grades are. So at my school, we go all the way, we have D, so there's A, B, C, D, and F. So I'll do one box for each grade. And I'll do a little key. The A's at my school are 92 through 100. B is 84 through 91. C is 80 through 84. D is 73 through 79. F is less than or equal to 72. This is the pass-fail line. So I note that. Okay, and then I usually do like, let's see, kind of like traffic lights, like green is go, meaning green is good, or something like that. So here's a bundle of markers that I have. So let's do my color coding here. So say I want green, blue, yellow. Okay. All right, just random. I mean, I would say whatever color you want to see the most of, pick that for A, because you want more A's than anything else. But since I want this to be evenly spaced, I'm going to start with C because C is in the middle. So I want to show every color represented in this little grade pie thing. Grade wedge. Okay, and then like getting closer to red, like a stoplight, is this peach color. And then I'm using this dark pink for, or whatever color that is, I don't know, salmon color. Anyway, so that's for F. Too bad that's a pretty color. I'll never see that. Hopefully. I haven't yet. Okay, so B is going to be this blue. Oh, yeah. And A is green. I am really glad I didn't pick these colors for my actual tracker because this is not very aesthetically pleasing, sorry. Anyway, so then I do just a couple more things and we're done here. So then I do just like a progress of the semester. So I'll do 16 boxes and I just color them in as the week is passed. Just to show how close it is to being over, because I like thinking about that. So the one that I showed in my example, I've been a bit of a slacker this semester, and I didn't fill it in as I go, or as I went. I just kind of got sick of studying last night and looked at all my grades and colored it all in. But if I was going as the weeks went by and actually coloring them up, marking them off as I go, I would color them whatever color my grade was. So say like the first 2 weeks of school, we didn't have a grade. So I would put an X and then an X when I was done with that week. But then my first exam, I got a B on. So here we go. Let's color this grade part in. I'm not coloring it nice because this is already a long video, but so that would be colored in B. It would be very nice. Actually, before I even got the grade, I would have colored this wedge part in because just to show that I had done it. And then once I got the grade, I would color in the B, and I would also write the grade in, which I got an 89 on my first exam. You can see that part here. And then you can also see how like up here I've done exam 6, but I haven't gotten a grade on it yet. So that's how that goes. Anyway, so that's it. Then I would have colored my week 3 in blue because I had a B at that point. But then when I got 100 on my next exam, suddenly I had an A. So that wasn't until week 5. So I color this one in blue as well because I still had a B. But then I got an A, and then I kept an A. So now I'm in week 13, And if I had been doing this as I go, like I should, I would have it like that, except it'd be colored in perfectly and all outlined with black and all that. So there's one more box, and that is for the final semester grade. I like to keep that one bigger. Okay. So this is not as pretty as the finished product, but that's how to do it. So this is what it can look like if I take my time and make it pretty. And this is what a 20-minute video tutorial looks like. Have fun and good luck with school, everybody.